Our conversation continues about meeting the needs of the underrepresented gifted students. I am your facilitator, Teacher Sherry J. It is my hope, as always, that at the end of our conversation, you'll be leaving with tips, teacher tested instructional practices that you're able to implement directly into your classroom. As we discuss meeting the needs of the underrepresented gifted students, tip number one, know the names of your students. One of the most frustrating things for students is walking into a classroom day in and day out, and we do not know their name, so we're not able to identify them. Sometimes the excuses we give, your name is too hard, especially if our students are culturally or linguistically different from us. I think about friends I have with names that are not what is considered an English name. And as such, it proves to be a challenging encounter for teachers to pronounce. Sometimes individuals say, I'm just bad with names. That's why I don't remember your name. Or we have too many students in our classroom for us to remember every single student's name. Our names are the most important thing that we have. It associates us with our family, our history, our culture, our background. Our name is our number one identifier. Names, our names link us to our concept of self and our self-esteem. When we take time to learn somebody's name, it said to them, you matter. You're worth remembering. When we know our students' names and we use it, we're telling our students that even if they're not in our presence, we're still going to be thinking about them, thinking, thinking about ways in which we can differentiate instruction, thinking about ways in which we can meet their needs. So our names really does make a difference. Research has proven that course successes are linked to instructors knowing students' names. That students are more invested in our course, in listening to us, if we know and use their name. When we know students' name, they're more willing to come to us to ask us for help if they're not understanding something. Knowing your student's name and taking the time to know the correct pronunciation of those names. Let them know that the instructor cares. My teacher cares enough about me that even though my name is challenging, he or she takes the time to learn it. And learning students' names give us an opportunity to build our classroom community. First, it allows a personal connection between the student and the instructor. Then, by using our student's name, we're letting them know that you're worth remembering. You're important enough to me that I'm going to take the time not just to dismiss you as a number, but to connect with you on a personal level. Students from the underrepresented population sometimes feel invisible in classrooms, sometimes feel invisible in society as a whole. Just the small act of knowing a student's name, using that student's name, allow the student to feel valued in your classroom. So, how do you go about learning the names of students when you have hundreds of students coming to visit you? One of the things that I like to do is to assign student seats. It is not going to stay like that for the entire semester, but at least to get started, I will know who is sitting in which seat, and it's easier for me to recall their names that way. Asking students to build and to think critically and creatively, the least I can do is to take the time to learn their names as well. So, tip number one, learn your student's name. I'm teacher Sherry J reminding you that together we're growing minds and changing lives.